Fluid and intuitive guitar playing requires both mental and physical confidence in coordinating your movements between frets and strings. It requires an awareness of how what you're playing relates to the entire fretboard. The exercises in this lesson are designed to facilitate that big picture coordination. By repeating these exercises every day, you'll not only notice a drastic improvement in your finger dexterity and ability to jump between neck positions accurately and cleanly, but you'll also have a greater awareness of where related positions exist on the fretboard for what you're playing. Let's start with root patterns. This exercise challenges you to identify and play a given note sequentially on all strings. Let's take the note A as an example. From head to tail, we have the following positions: open A, 3rd string, 2nd fret, 6th string, 5th fret, 1st string, 5th fret, 4th string, 7th fret, 2nd string, 10th fret, and A string, 12th fret, which is the octave of our open A. See if you can repeat this sequence beyond the 12th fret. While you're doing this, try to visualize how the notes in close proximity form visual patterns. For example, the 1st and 6th strings are the same note. The same note also lies 2 frets higher on the 4th string. So if you take any of these positions as your starting point, you'll know where 2 other positions lie in close proximity. These relationships are movable and work for any note. If you find yourself on a note on the 2nd, 4th or 5th strings, you'll know where the same note exists in close proximity by learning the following cluster pattern. When you can confidently locate any note across the neck, try mixing up the sequence. This tests and improves your ability to jump between distantly related frets, meaning you can move from low to high, or vice versa, without too much hesitation. Going back to A. Remember to also try this exercise beyond the 12th fret. Try the same exercise using other notes of the musical alphabet. Also, try moving between positions using different fingers each time. While not particularly musical, this exercise trains you to locate any given note quickly right across the fretboard. It's one way of finding your bearings on the neck for a given key or scale. It also gets you physically used to large fret and string jumps. The next step is to add notes around the root positions. This can be any interval movement such as a minor third. You can either start on the root, the interval note, or play them both at the same time as a dyad where 2 strings are used. Notice how the interval notes form exactly the same pattern as the root patterns we learned earlier. Every note you play can be seen as part of this pattern, whether it's a root note or related to the root. Let's push this exercise a step further. We're going to use the same root note positions, but this time we're building simple 3 or 4 note phrases around those positions. For example, randomly pick a root position and create a sequence of notes around it. Now try and repeat this sequence on other root positions. Take it as steadily as you want, but try to keep the sequence evenly timed. Use those root patterns you learned earlier as your position markers. Again, take this exercise beyond the 12th fret and see how fast you can jump between the positions. What this exercise does is further train your mind, ear and fingers to coordinate jumps between positions accurately. Gradually make your sequences more complex by using more notes and strings, always keeping one note in mind as your position marker. This is like a game where you set the difficulty level. See how far you can push your ability in memorizing note sequences in different positions without too much hesitation. Arpeggios are another great way to develop your fretboard coordination skills. Taking A as our root again, we can play a minor arpeggio in several positions. Even if you haven't visually learned the patterns, use these exercises to train your ear to find the same intervals in different positions. And of course, we can also use the note patterns from earlier to help us find chords in different positions on the neck, starting with a simple A major triad. We can take each note and find them in related positions. Another example with an A minor 6th chord. Again, take each note and relocate them to a different position, making sure they remain grouped in close proximity for the chord shape. The concept we've explored here encourages you to create your own exercises to help develop your ability to find notes and note sequences or groupings in several positions. It encourages you to always look beyond your current position and avoid the trap of becoming stranded or boxed in on the neck. It's one of those skills that complements and grows with your knowledge of scales, arpeggios, and chords. So even if the benefits aren't immediately felt, it'll be working in the background as you progress and help you in situations almost without you thinking about it. Visit the lesson page for more exercises and tips on developing your fretboard coordination skills. Cheers.